Hi Aquarius, my sun sign brothers and sisters. Welcome to your weekly tarot reading with me, Raphael from Radiant Reality. It's an absolute pleasure to have you. This week, for your key to the week, you have the World card. So I've been saying it, right? The World card has shown up a disproportionate number of times this week, and not just as the key to the week. Like, this card has been very active, which tells me that there's something happening on the wider world stage. The other card that's been really active this week was the Hanged Man. Obviously, you know, most people will come, they'll just watch their their sun or their moon sign or their ascendant sign, and then that's it, they kind of chip out. But obviously I get to see the overview, the larger picture, because I do all 12 of the readings. And the two cards that have really been very active this week are the World card, which usually represents the world or the larger community, and the Hanged Man, which tells me there's something happening either on the water, with the oceans, with the seas. There's some kind of nautical thing going on. And what's funny as well is I actually talked about that in the Universal 8-year overview numerology video that I do. So every year, if you're new to my channel, every year I do a universal numerology video where I talk about all of the weird and wonderful things that are likely to happen under that year's energy. And one of them was, I really hope I'm wrong, but one of the things that I talked about was something with the waters and potentially a tsunami. I really hope I'm wrong on this front though. Now, that being said, this World card means that in all of these different areas, you are ready for next level stuff, which I'm very, very happy to hear, because as many of you know, I am one of you. I am an Aquarius. I'm very proud of that fact. Before we start, as always, I would like to bless my decks of cards with all forms of love, light, peace, prosperity and abundance. And I pray that the messages that come through are ultimately clear and concise. They help you on your path to your highest vibrational good, or should I say us on our paths to our highest vibrational good. So the thing with the World card, in all of these different areas of life, you are likely to reach a new level of some sort. Remember, this is because this card is Saturn, right? So your ancient ruling planet is Saturn. And what this represents for us is an element of us going through the process of refinement. We are becoming a different or a better, more refined version of ourselves in all of these different areas of life. For our actions and options, we've got the Strength card. So on a physical health and vitality level, this week you might really ramp up your training. Maybe you really start to get a handle on your diet. A lot of you could do some really groundbreaking work in terms of somatic work or therapy around like your eating habits or even like your training habits. You know, some people overtrain because they're worried they're going to put on weight, or some people don't do anything because they've kind of given up. Whatever the case might be, and wherever you are at in your journey, there's some kind of new level or breakthrough here. The other thing with the Strength card, because of its links to Leo and all the other, bits and pieces that it comes with, this could actually be, in terms of the options that are available to you, you might have an option to do something that feels quite advanced within your field, right? So maybe you get invited to give like a public speaking arrangement, maybe you get invited to do a podcast, maybe you get invited to do some kind of TV or radio or film. There could be something along those lines that sort of really shapes up for you, but it will require you to sort of really find your guts, because it might be something that you kind of feel like, oh, this is a bit out of my comfort zone. For your communications and conversations, we've got the Eight of Swords. The reason this is interesting to me is because you've got the Eight of Swords. If you don't know, then you do now. The Strength card is also number 8. 2 8s represents new knowledge, new information, new wisdom coming in. And the Eight of Swords, in terms of your communications, this might be a week where whatever it is that you're working on, whatever it is that you're working towards, you're not at liberty to discuss. It's very possible then that you could be getting something like a celebrity client. Maybe you're, I have to wait to see what else comes up here, but this could be up to and including something like an NDA. So all very, very interesting stuff. Now, for those of you that are studying or in some form of academia, you are learning something new that does have very practical applications, but you're not going to be able to use it yet, and that might be because you don't have your license. Maybe you feel like you're ready to practice or to do something, but it's like, oh crap, you know what, I need to wait for that piece of paper. For those of you that are employed by somebody else, This with the World card, this it may very well be that this week you can see that there are better ways for something to be done. And what that might come with, or what it might create for you, is this sort of real need to it's like where you can see something that the boss is kind of doing wrong, and you know that the second you speak up, you're basically going to embarrass this person. And so you've got a couple of options. You can pull them aside and say, look, there's a better way to do this. What do you think? You can override them and just point it out, which, you know, don't make enemies where you don't need to. And not only that, Aquarius is a very diplomatic sign anyway, right? We're air signs. We tend to avoid conflict where we can, right? Where we have to, like, you better believe we about it, right? We will throw their mental and their physical hands if need be, right? But the other side of this is, the third option could just be that you take the information that you've got and you wait to see how things play out. And then, should one be needed, you can offer the solution. When it comes to those of you that are self-employed, business owners, entrepreneurs, solopreneurs, people that work for themselves, this is new information coming in about where you are taking your business. And this will be in response to whatever you learn this week. It may even be like if you have a community, if you're a business. So for me, this would be the Reydiant Nation. You guys are my community. But this would be your email list if that's all you have. It would be your clients if that's what you have. Like whatever the case might be, whatever you consider to be your community in terms of your business, they may ask for or demand something of you, and you're like, okay, I need to meet this demand because this is what they're asking for. So it prompts you to create something or do something very different to what you've done previously. When it comes to those of you that are retired and no longer working, that Eight of Swords is asking you to just take a moment to recalibrate before you push on. For your love and relations, you've got there it is, right? There's the Hanged Man. So on the wider world stage, there's something happening on the global stage, on the water, to do with the oceans and the seas. I really hope it's not a tsunami or anything like that, but it'd be interesting to see how this plays out. Now, on a more personal note, for those of you that are single and looking to mingle, this is not really a love week, all right? This is not a week to focus on relationship. This is a week to enjoy the process of where you are, to enjoy what it feels like to be on your own, to enjoy not having to answer to anybody or to check in with anybody or to do things by committee. Right? This is about finding the joy and the nuggets of wisdom and truth in what it means to be on your own for a while, right? Have that experience because it's going to serve you well later on when you are in a partnership. For those of you that are partnered, married, or in long-term commitments, it's a very interesting energy because it means that whatever information comes to you this week about your partner or your significant other, you're being encouraged to sit on it for now, all right? Like, just do nothing with it. Take it, process the information, see how you actually feel about it, not how people think you should feel about it, and then make a decision or an informed decision after that. This with the Hanged Man, though, don't conflate, or should I say confuse, complacency for for clarity, right? You gotta still be in it this week. Now, the Hanged Man is number 12. 1 and 2 gives you 3. The World card is number 21. 2 and 1 gives you 3. So you've got 2 threes, which is a calming influence, right? So stay calm in all manners of love, relationship, partnership, and intimate connections. And, you've got the new knowledge, the new information that's coming in as well. If you haven't yet, the lacuna is open. The lunar lacuna is open. If you want to check it out, there's links in the description box below. You can sign up when you want. You can cancel when you want. You're not locked into it for the rest of your life, all right? So if you want to come and check it out, you want to manifest with the moon, you want to do energy work and all of that good stuff, you know where to find me. All right, so for your money and materials, you have the Eight of Pentacles. Of course you do, right? So 3 eights actually represents marriage. So there could be a financial partnership on the horizon for you. That Hanged Man, remember, is in the sector of relationships. So what you're being encouraged to do here is to think good and hard about whether this is the right kind of partnership for you financially, because it will have an echo, not an echo, it will have a slant to it that has something to do with your career. Because you have the Eight of Swords and the World card, it's very likely that whatever this financial commitment is that you tie yourself to, especially where it's a partnership, a connection, or a collaboration, you're going to be in it for some time. So as long as you're okay with that, go ahead, right? But you do need to be very conscious that whatever marriage you embark on when it comes to a financial partnership or connection, it's one that's going to be around for a long time to come. And so you need to be really, really, really smart about whether that is actually for you or whether it's a knee-jerk reaction because you think you can't do it on your own. When it comes to your physical health and vitality, this is going to be your digestive system. And with the World card, this may be that you are completely overhauling your diet, but also overhauling your exercise regime, specifically your body. For a lot of you, I think this is going to be a great week for things like training, weight training, dietary sorts of stuff, right? Really overhauling how you look after your physical body. I think there's going to be something that kind of not triggers it, but something that probably triggers this. And then finally, when it comes to your home and environment, that Eight of Pentacles is work that needs to be done on the home, especially because you have the World card here as well. So there are, this is potentially you getting your home to where you want it to be so that you can feel good, like, yeah, the home is done, it's finished, it looks good, it feels good, so I'm doing that. Or potentially, maybe for some of you, you are closing the deal on a property, whether this is that you're buying, whether this is that you're renting, you're potentially signing the final paperwork here. And it looks like you're going to be there for a good while. With that said, I wish you an abundance of all of that good stuff. Have a fantastic week. Let me know in the comments how it shapes up. Take care, and I'll see you soon.